Alex. It's good to talk to you again today.
Hey, Lindsay. Yeah, thanks for having me on.
Yeah, it's so funny. I just want to maybe start things off by mentioning how I got to know you. So we're both demon deacons, and I think that I can't remember actually if I reached out to you. I believe I reached out to you on LinkedIn because I was just checking out like the alumni network, I believe. And I think I saw something about what you're doing with crypto and 501(c)(3s and getting them to accept crypto and for it to just benefit the nonprofit realm, that it's not this scary, nefarious thing but can be used for good purposes. And I thought that that whole ethos and philosophy was really amazing. And so I want to say it was maybe a year ago that I reached out and we chatted and just kind of heard a little bit about what you were working on. I think you're fairly new to getting the Giving Block started, but now you're doing that, and then you're doing a whole bunch of partnerships with other large projects. So, Alex, why don't you just start by introducing yourself, and then we'll go a little bit more into what the Giving Block is.
Sure. Yeah. First of all, go Deeks, right? But yeah, so I'm Alex. I'm one of the co-founders of the Giving Block. General concept, as Lindsay said, is getting nonprofits set up to be able to take cryptocurrency in a really easy way. So they don't need to have, knowledge of how, let's say, Bitcoin or Ether actually works. They just need to focus on the benefits. We get them set up. We make it really easy for them, really user friendly, so they can take donations in this tax efficient way. The big incentive for the donors, of course, is because it's treated like property in the US and a lot of other parts of the world. For the donor, if they donate their crypto directly to a nonprofit, they don't have to pay capital gains tax on it and they can write it off. So we've been doing this for a little over a year now. We've got about 30 different nonprofits we're working with, one of which is now Wake Forest. So be on the lookout for them launching their campaign before the end of the year. And yeah, and coming up now in, I guess a week and a half or so is going to be the first ever Bitcoin Tuesday, which is Giving Tuesday, but for crypto. So there's going to be over 100 different nonprofits participating and accepting crypto on that day. And then we've got support from the crypto industry and sponsors like Brave and Gemini and Bottle Pay,
Mhm.
Cointracker, a handful of others.
Yeah,
So it
I
should
just
be
want to
really
stop
cool.
you there, Alex, because I know that people are familiar with Black Friday, they're familiar with Cyber Monday. I still talk to some Americans that don't know about Giving Tuesday. So for those Americans out there that don't know about Giving Tuesday is an opportunity after you're spending so much money, maybe on yourselves and your friends. This is an opportunity for you to give back and not just add to this consumer mentality. I think people wanted to balance that out a little bit. And so I think that's a great opportunity to parlay off that and just allow more people to also adopt crypto, or enable some of the crypto users to give in ways that they might not be able to with fiat. So, so how did people get involved in Giving Tuesday? Where are they going to see it?
Yeah, so we'll be soft launching the platform this week. It'll be bitcointuesday.org. It'll look very much almost like a GoFundMe page where each nonprofit will have a profile that you can click on, a logo, a description of what the nonprofit does, and you'll be able to donate either Bitcoin, ETH, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, or Zcash to all the participating nonprofits. You'll even get a tax receipt automatically. The nonprofits are going to be promoting it, but can always appreciate the support from people tweeting the hashtag Bitcoin Tuesday too. That's what everyone will be using.
And who came up with this idea?
So we just kind of a couple months ago thought, Giving Tuesday is, one of the biggest days of giving in the world. So we should really have a crypto equivalent, because there isn't really one concentrated effort in the crypto community. Ironically, we wanted to centralize all the nonprofits that are fundraising crypto and have
Uh-huh.
them all kind of in one place, driving traffic and attention to all the nonprofits taking crypto. Because in a sense, this is almost like a positive PR story for the entire crypto community, and at the same time, it's bringing about more adoption too, because so many of these nonprofits have millions of relatively mainstream followers that might
Mhm.
not be familiar with crypto, and this could be one of the first times they hear about it and start learning about it.
Yeah, I think it's a great way to get crypto positively out into the media. I know that I have some friends that have been trying to shoot some crypto documentaries, and some of the big streaming platforms have said no. You
Mm.
know, crypto for good isn't a great story right now. We want to hear about how crypto is destroying the world, or doing these evil things. That's, people want shocking. People
Yeah.
don't think of crypto and want like a feel good story right now. So I think that it's good that people like us are active and out there and really spreading the truth, and not these media spins about what it can be used for and where it's going. That's exciting. What kind of participation are you expecting? I mean, if you have so many of the big name players, like what is, I guess, some of the feedback that you've been getting? I know you were just in San Francisco. What was the buzz there and the sentiment?
Yeah, so I think the tides are kind of turning in terms of, the crypto community really wanting to have more positive stories, right? They want nonprofit partners. They realize the benefits of it. So, for example, one of our partners, Brave, the browser you're probably familiar with,
Mm-hmm.
they've been really committed to helping kind of get the word out about positive crypto stories, supporting nonprofits to take crypto. And on Bitcoin Tuesday, they're even going to do a total ad takeover. So all the ads on the entire browser for 24 hours are going to be all about Giving Tuesday and donating crypto. So there's definitely a lot of interest and more interest all the time from different crypto projects.
Nice, nice. And I mean, are you guys um what's the way that I can put this? I mean, is this whole structure falling under the Giving Block umbrella? Is this like a separate effort? I guess who's going to be taking credit, I guess, for this whole movement?
Yeah, so it will be, I mean, run by us, the Giving Block. This
Hmm.
will be kind of one of many campaigns we run throughout the year. So this will be the first time we're running this, ironically, right, centralized campaign on our platform.
Hmm.
But we'll do other ones throughout the year, like for tax season, maybe for other, historic Bitcoin events or dates. So yeah, this will just be the first of many that we'll be running.
Okay, and then how do you guys, when you guys are doing these services with nonprofits, how do you guys survive and make money?
Yeah, so it's something we're still experimenting with and trying to figure out. So in the beginning, it was like a pure consultancy model. A nonprofit would pay us X amount. We'd come in and do like, workshops and education, get them set up with wallets, do marketing, all sorts of stuff. Now we're
Hmm.
kind of a hybrid of a payment processor and a consultancy, where we still do a lot of this, education and hand holding, but we do get essentially what is like a processing fee on donations.
Gotcha, gotcha. Okay, just to be transparent about how you guys work. That's interesting. And um, the other thing I was gonna say is, are there any anecdotes or stories about, you don't have to name any names, but just I'm curious to know, as you're working with these nonprofits, what some of the dialogue has been, if their mindset has shifted, or if there's been a lot of resistance, fear. I'm just curious to know like what these conversations are like, because usually I'm talking to people who are already crypto enthusiasts who have been in the blockchain space for over a year. So I'm not privy to what the dialogue is like to nonprofits and executive directors versus like I was just
Yeah.
interviewing like Craig Wright and Tone Vays, so it's like such different conversations to be
Yeah.
having and explaining to people what to expect.
Yeah, so there's still a lot of skeptics. I mean, just like, if you stop the average person on the street, they're still pretty skeptical of crypto. It's the same with nonprofits. They're pretty traditional and a little afraid of crypto. So we still spend a lot of time educating them, going through like these misconceptions where they think it's only used for illegal things, right? So there is
Hmm.
that barrier still of the education, but there's definitely, nonprofits are really starting to come around now, especially when they're seeing things like, Facebook's Libra. For them, something like that is really comforting to think that if a company like, I mean, we can get into the whole debate, right? If Facebook's Libra is really a cryptocurrency or not. But for them,
Yeah, not
something
today.
like, yeah, not today, but seeing even just those headlines, right, is really comforting for them because most of them don't know much about crypto besides the headlines they see in the news every once in a while. But otherwise, this is kind of the first time they've really thought about it.
So these executive directors or people in the nonprofits, they're feeling comforted that a large organization like Facebook would take part in adopting a cryptocurrency in use. Let's just say in use.
Yeah.
Okay, that's interesting. I think very different from the
hmm
chatter that we hear in the blockchain realm.
And let me just
And
add to that real quick too. And I think the reason that is because so many nonprofits fundraise on Facebook. So that's a huge source of revenue for them. People that donate through their Facebook pages. So they see that I think then as a natural expansion, like, oh, maybe they'll be able to fundraise crypto through Facebook one day.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't think about it that way. So, Facebook as a means to fundraise and being a successful platform for them.
hmm
What has crypto enabled them to increase their donations? I mean, do you have any statistics or numbers there that this is adding additional, I guess it's not revenue, but additional funds, right,
Yeah,
to
yeah.
their giving campaigns?
Yeah, so it's a really wide range, and the main there's kind of two variables. One is of course how much effort they put into this. Are they marketing it? Are they talking about it? And the other is what their causes. So causes that are tech related or human rights related, like let's say the Human Rights Foundation or Tor Project. Those are the ones who are really successful, raising hundreds of thousands a year pretty consistently. And others, with minimal effort, can pretty easily raise tens of thousands of dollars. But what we found really interesting is some of the nonprofits have almost been more interested in the marketing outcomes than the fundraising outcomes. So this has become a tool
Hmm.
for them to kind of stand out. They can kind of look cool to the younger generations because a huge issue nonprofits have is engaging people like in their 20s and 30s because they want to start, looking more innovative to start building those relationships. It's really become a tool to stand out to their competitors.
Okay, that's interesting. Marketing with crypto versus actually getting it in use. I mean, I guess that's the first step is just awareness, talking about it. I think that is interesting. And so let me get this straight. So usually when people are accepting crypto, let's say they're accepting Bitcoin, then they're very quickly turning it into fiat. Are you seeing some people hold on to crypto and I don't know, just hodl?
Yeah, so we have an option to have them basically automatically convert to fiat, but more and more are getting comfortable holding it. And they're basically, creating almost like a Bitcoin endowment where they want to hold on to it for long term because they've seen it over the last few years, right? Appreciate so much. A really
Mm-hmm.
good kind of story about that is there was a nonprofit. It's called the Internet Archive in San Francisco. A long time ago, I think it was 2011 or 2012, pretty early on, they started accepting Bitcoin around the time when it was like $2 per coin. They got a $5,000 or 5,000 Bitcoin donation and sold them all for $2 each to an employee. And that employee, of course, made tens of millions of dollars then. So ever since then, for example, they aren't selling any of their crypto donations.
Okay. It takes one instance for people to change their tune. That's a
Yeah.
cool story. Well, Alex, I think that this is great what you're doing, and I want people to be more aware of blockchain and crypto's potential in the real world, not just that people are trading it or people are doing, crazy trades on BitMEX. Like, I just think that this use case in the world is educating people and bringing a different awareness, or making some nonprofits look cool to the younger generation. I mean, as long as in the end it's for a good cause, then I think it's worth doing. And if you could just tell people again that link to check out for Bitcoin Tuesday and where they can find it if they want to donate in crypto.
Yeah, so it's bitcointuesday.org. That's where the platform will be with all the nonprofits and the partners. But other than that, we're using the hashtag Bitcoin Tuesday on Twitter and across social media. So if you do donate or if you want to just help spread the word, please do use that hashtag.
Okay, great. And like you said, people don't have to donate in Bitcoin, but that's just what you guys are calling it. And I will put those links in the description. So, yeah, thanks again, Alex. Really appreciate your time and catching up.
Awesome. Thanks so much, Lindsay.
Bye.
Bye.